time where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Dani Moonstar, a Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive character, which was a bitch for me to find. I've been searching many Walgreens for weeks and weeks. Unfortunately, here in the Maryland area, hunting for these Marvel Legends, especially these exclusive figures, are a pain in my tuchus. So I was going to wait till I got 2 more Dani Moonstars, but I didn't want to hold my breath. I've been searching and searching. If you checked out some of my other toy hunts on this channel, you'll see how unsuccessful I was. I was lucky to get this one. Was it worth it? Honestly, I'm not sure. So why don't we actually take a look at the accessories first, and then we will go over this character a little bit more. So this toy is actually 3 characters in one. I think that was kind of BS on part of Hasbro / Walgreens. They should have just made this a 3-pack and given us, you know, a little bit slightly different variations on each of the figures, so that they could have made the figures a little bit more unique than what they did. You know, this Dani Moonstar, she's supposed to have, you know, more Native American looking type boots. Instead, she has these like kind of standard yellow boots. There are some details on there, and we'll go over that. You know, obviously all these different figures have their own sets of hands, technically. And the hands for Karma and Dani Moonstar can be used interchangeably. Obviously, the hands for Wolfsbane is only for her. So why don't we go over Wolfsbane's head real quick, so you can see this one's actually a nice detail. The paint was really done very nicely. Teeth is painted nicely. Great sculpt. I actually really like this figure, or this head sculpt. We'll put it on the body a little bit later. We'll go over this head sculpt for Karma. Again, really nice sculpt. This was painted really well. There is some quality issues with the paint here on the headband. There seems to be a little bit of discoloration on the yellow. That unless they were trying to do some shading, which I doubt it. I think this is just kind of overspray into the yellow, making this kind of bluish black appearance. You have the extra pair of hands, which are your typical Marvel Legends female spell casting hands, and you get 2 of these, or 1 set. And this is the same old hands we've seen before, just in yellow. Now the accessories in particular for Dani Moonstar is this bow. I don't know how I feel about this bow. You know, other than this little bit of paint right here, this bow seems kind of cheap to me, especially because of this plastic bowstring piece. It really makes it look like a cheap figure. People that say differently, I mean, look at other figure lines. They give you a lot nicer bow, excluding Mattel. But then it also comes with this arrow. Again, it's not very high quality. I'm not impressed at all with it. I'm not really pleased with it. Got basic paint, black here, all red here. Even the shape of it, it's like it's pretty thick for her bow and arrow. And then, you know, you can't get her to really, it's really hard to pose her, I feel, to get a legitimate pose with her holding this. It's probably best, honestly, if you cut this whole string out so it doesn't look so silly. And then, maybe you can put your own notch in and add some string to it. I think that would be a better thing to do than leaving it with this plastic piece. Because at least with the arrow, there's a little notch there, and maybe you could even wind that a little bit if you put like a string there so that it could fit on the bow better. But as of now, these two together really aren't very usable. Now onto Dani's head. So again, quality issues. There are lots of variances on how apparently these figures look. I've seen other videos where the eyes are all jacked up. Her face was actually painted really well, but for me, her right hair braid got all sorts of jacked, and not exactly sure how I'm going to fix it. If you try to bend it here, you can see all the paint is cracking. So even if I heat this, I'll definitely have to heat it and then cool it just to fix its position. But you can already see a lot of this cracking of the paint here, which is not good. Not good at all. And then you can see here, there's this weird flattened piece of paint, almost shaved off. Again, quality is not good. I feel if they had given us a 3-pack to start, where they actually concentrated on the bodies a little bit better in terms of the paint apps. Like, you can look at this body right here. These blacks are different colors. So the black on the legs are different colors than the painted blacks here. And it's not even painted well. It's very choppy. There's some spillage on the yellow. So their quality control, it absolutely sucks. And this is a very basic body. I'm gonna end up having to just paint the blacks myself. I'll probably mask tape this so that I don't F up the lines. But I shouldn't have to do this much work on a body, especially a simple body, especially since it was so friggin' hard to get. And, I'm a sucker because I'm a collector, but I'm still going to hunt for 2 more of these just because I'm a collector and it's my friggin' type A personality. But otherwise, really not much details. There's some sculpting on the gloves, on the insides here, on both sides, and then sculpting on the inside of the boots there. And really that's it in terms of sculpting. Otherwise, it is a basic female body, and they should have been able to paint this much better. So when we go over articulation, you can see there's a ball and hinge here, so might as well put on Karma's head so you guys can see it. So Karma suffers from severe lollipop syndrome. You can see the ball joint there. So if you want that to fit better, you're gonna have to Dremel that hole down more just to get it to fit better. My joint here is a little bit stiff, so I'm gonna have to play with that later, but that's a basic head joint. This should have plenty of movement, especially because it's got lollipop syndrome. So that's gonna be standard. Her shoulders go up really high, above 90 degrees, so that's good. And it goes all the way around. It's got single jointed elbows. Again, mine are stiff. You can go about 90, maybe a little bit better. So that's good. Back and forth wrist joints. Now, with someone that has a bow or any gun or any weapon, they should have the up-down hinge at least on one of the wrists so that they can hold the weapon properly. Unfortunately, they're both back and forth, and my left hand one is kind of loose. She's got a diaphragm waist joint and can bend this much to the right and bend this much to the left, and she can bend this far forward and this far back. Her hip joints, she can do the splits only this much. She can kick pretty high, up that much, so greater than 90 degrees. She can kick back kind of far, decent, about that far back. She's got double jointed knees, can almost kick her butt, and her ankles are on a pin forward rocker, so it can go up that much and go back that much. So in certain angles, lollipop syndrome is not that bad, but it is definitely there. So why don't we take a look at Wolfsbane. So Wolfsbane, although I like her head sculpt, she is also got severe lollipop syndrome, and you can see she's in a pissing position for as pissed off that I am that I had to hunt so bad for this character, and she's not necessarily worth it. And I'm even more pissed off that I know that I am going to hunt for her some more so that I can have 2 more of her just to complete this set. So you can see the massive lollipop syndrome on her. This is totally unacceptable. You know, I honestly would have rather had more accessories for this Dani Moonstar with some, you know, actual Native American style boots, and just made the character much better. Instead, you gave us this generic crappy body, and you know, taking advantage that you know that collectors are going to buy 3 of her just to complete this. So this was a very mediocre figure, and you made it this way because you knew that you were just going to get us suckers who are going to keep on buying this. Again, the head sculpts are great. There are a lot of quality issues, and then Hasbro just cannot fix these lollipop syndromes. There's no excuse for this. Why do I have to do extra work to make this look good? I mean, like I said, I'm going to buy this figure 2 more times anyways if I'm lucky to find it out in the wild. I'm definitely not paying more than retail. You know, for all you scalpers out there, F yourselves. I hope this helps other people that have been on the fence and or having tough times finding this figure. You know, just I hope this at least makes you double think of, is it really worth going all out, wasting all your hours, wasting your gas on it? Yeah, some people enjoy the hunt, but the hunt is more enjoyable when A, you know you're gonna eventually get the figure, which is not guaranteed for me, and B, knowing that you're gonna get a good figure. And you know, that hunt may be ending for me with these Marvel Legends. I don't know. We'll see.